Hey everyone, welcome to FuZion Videos. If you're new here, I'm Luke Melke, where we explore the art of improv filmmaking as a community.
Scene 12, take 4.
All right, before we get started and roll the dice, I just would like to mention if you like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. It really does help out the channel. So Andrew, come up from behind the camera, pick out a couple of these dice. This show is not rigged. I'm not planning this in advance, and I'm assuming you're not either. He's going to pick out a couple dice here and roll them. Go ahead.
Okay.
2. All right, now we got 1 die. Now we got 2 die. Okay, so you can go back to the camera, go back to your normal job. So I'm just going to roll these, and I'll show you what we get. That didn't work. Okay, I'm going to roll. Put it in the hat, see what we got. Okay, so we have here, we had this one actually earlier. All right, so we've had this one before. It looks like breaking like a Kit Kat bar and a bridge here. We have not had this one. Kind of hard to see them this small, so I'll walk up here and show you what we got here. So we have here, we've got what looks like a breaking of a Kit Kat bar. I'm assuming it's not actually a Kit Kat bar, but that's what it makes me think of. And we also have a bridge going over water. And just a reminder, these things don't have to be actually physical or actual breaking something or a physical bridge. It can be. We have a lot of bridges in Watertown that we could possibly use. But it could also maybe be something like burning the bridges, some type of emotional or just a concept that we can work with, like the breaking maybe is breaking a relationship. So we'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any ideas for concepts, theories, or actual locations for something like this, it would be absolutely awesome to hear from you. So now we're going to jump into find out what the limiting factor for this month's film is. So you might be wondering, why is it all dark? Did I forget a light? No, I did not forget a light. The limiting factor for this month is facelessness. We can't show a face. I want to thank Melissa Troutman for the idea. Once I heard about this idea, I'm like, that sounds amazing, but also incredibly difficult. And this by far is the hardest idea we've ever come up with. We spent about an hour and a half crunching ideas and trying to figure out what is a good way to make a good film without faces. Because one of the general rules of life, and especially filmmaking, is you need to have a face. Like a face is what expresses emotion, a face is what you connect with. When you think of a person, you think of a face. When you think of an animal, you think of their face first. And the eyes, that's the window of the soul. And in film work, that's always what you focus on. You put your camera, you double check your focus on the eyes. And without the eyes, without the face, we're going to have to rethink how we frame everything. How do we frame the people? How we portray emotion? Just things like that are going to be very, very different about this film. So we actually bounced the idea around for about an hour and a half off camera to figure out what can we do to make the concepts that we had fit with the facelessness. And we went things from playing the game Pooh Sticks with a bridge all the way up to more dramatic and serious. And what we've landed on, for at least for right now, unless you have any other ideas, suggestions, we'd love to hear from you on those. But what we're thinking about right now is doing like a war room where there's generals and they're going through the ideas like, how do we justify making the strike that could potentially impact millions of people? Because it's a hard decision, whether it's right or wrong to make that strike, whether it's good or bad. They're still people, and those people's lives are going to be impacted or possibly ended. And so we have to go through how do they, as the military people, they are somewhat going to have to dehumanize the people, so they don't want to see their faces. But we also want the audience to see what the generals are going through, because almost dehumanizing of the generals themselves, they have to make themselves less human in order to justify amongst themselves whether the decision is right or not. They have to dehumanize themselves to be able to make that decision that could end the life of many, many people. So that's what we're going to go through. It's like showing the battles, the struggles, the emotions, the issues that these generals are going to have to go through without showing their faces. And we have a couple of ideas for the endings that we're not going to share now because we don't want to give away everything on here. So what we really come down to is we're going to do experiments of figuring out how to portray emotion without the main emotion communicator, the face. So that's what we're going to be going through this month. If you have any thoughts, ideas, suggestions, let us know in the comments below. We would absolutely love to hear from you. We want to build these films together. The more ideas, the more brains working on this, the better. Also go ahead and like, subscribe, do all those other things you're supposed to do, ring the bell, stuff like that. It really does help out the channel. We love to hear from you and also increase the size of the community so we can all learn and grow together and become a community of filmmakers.